My name is Colleen Baird. I am your point person for Cornerstone Senior. I'm up here in the northwest corner of the state. From Cornerstone Senior, we have coming on Tim Shook, who is going to be pinch hitting on this presentation today for Matt Fry. Michelle Catt from Cornerstone Senior, she's our proprietary sales products point person. She's down in our Columbus office. We have Paul McMillan, who's also down in our Columbus office. I don't see Jamie LeBron on as of yet, but Jamie is your point person up in the northeast corner of the state. And those are the people that are on from Cornerstone today. I want to welcome everybody, and it is so great. We have a great number of people that are obviously interested in learning more about this tool. As I said, this is our part of our 2021 training series. This is going to be a focus today on our CSG quoting and enrollment tool. Does say presented by Matt Fry, but as I mentioned, Tim's going to be pinch hitting for Matt today on that. So a couple of housekeeping items first. We do have everybody unmuted. And if you're not muted for some reason, if you would please mute yourself. That can sometimes get in the way if you have phones ringing or things going on in the background. So that's greatly appreciated. We definitely want everyone to have the ability to ask any questions. So during the presentation, if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and put those questions either in the chat box or the question and answer box. We will definitely have some time at the end of the presentation for a question and answer period. If there are any questions after that that we don't have answers for or we don't have enough time, we'll definitely get any of those answers to you. And I did want to let you know this presentation is being recorded. All of the presentations that we provide are recorded, and you have the ability 24/7 to go to our Cornerstone, www.cornerstoneseniormarketing.com. You can go to our Broker Central link on the website, and all of our presentations are recorded there. I've gone back and referenced some of them. I find it useful if I have a question or maybe I didn't quite get something to kind of refresh my memory. So that's a neat thing to have everything available at your fingertips and at your leisure. One of the things I did want to mention we have available as a value for the agents working with us, we have an entire team down in Columbus, located in Columbus. They are focused and devoted to serving and assisting you with any questions or concerns that you may have in regard to service-related items. You can see we've included the email address there. There's a team of people that monitor that on a constant basis, and they are very responsive, and we do our very best to get the answers for you as quickly as we can. So just keep that in mind. Again, I want to mention the resources that we have available. We have an entire team devoted to contracting. That's Logan and Sarah. That's their main focus. They do a great job. We have an entire page on our website, again, devoted to all of the carriers and the certification process and requirements for that. That is a pretty useful page. We have a lot of information on our website in relation to carriers that are releasing news updates. We put that information on there all the time as quickly as we get it, and we put the information up there. It's out there and available to you. We also have the ability through our connection with Integrity Marketing Group. If you're an agent and you are in need of any what is known as E&O, errors and omissions coverage, Integrity Marketing Group, we have a specific program for our agents. And if that is something that is of interest to you, or if your E&O policy is coming up for renewal, and maybe you just want to compare, what you have and pricing and all that, definitely get in touch with any of us at Cornerstone Senior, and we can get you the information and get you the link to that, so you can always see if it's something that would be a better opportunity than what you have presently. Here is an overview of the list of all the carriers that we have available at this moment in time for 2021. You'll see there's a lot of names on there. that you're probably very familiar with. Devoted last year was a newer carrier to Cornerstone Senior. And although they were primarily over in the Cleveland area and then some of the Sandusky, those counties there, they did well. We did well, and we do expect potentially some pretty good expansion for them going forward. So that was our newest carrier last year. So with that, I am going to turn it over to Tim, and he is going to go through our CSG quoting tool.
Thanks, Colleen. I appreciate it. As Colleen mentioned, my name is Tim Shook, Vice President at Cornerstone Senior Marketing. So excited to be here with you today. I'm sorry Matt was not able to join. He's our go-to expert, and when it comes to the Medicare Center, I will do my best to go through this with you. This was a three-part series that we had put together, and this is part 3 of 3. And let me share my screen here. Okay, everybody should be able to see my screen now, but as I mentioned, this is a part 3 of 3 series. Matt went through Medicare, through Medicare Center, the Medicare app, which is the Connector platform, also went through Medicare Link, which is the Sunfire platform, and today we're going to talk about under the Med Sup tab, which is the CSG. And Colleen mentioned this in the opening, but I did want to show you, if you go to our website, cornerstoneseniormarketing.com, and if you go under Agent Toolkit to Broker Centric, you'll see Webinar Library. And this is where we keep all of the recordings of our webinars. So you can see that Medicare Link is out here already, and along with Medicare App. Medicare App is what most of our agents are using, which is the Connector platform, but you can go out there and view this at any time. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and just jump into CSG and just talk quickly some of the functions and what the benefits of using CSG. It's an excellent quoting tool. It's also a great tool to do research, cross-selling, and show competitive analysis. So what I'm going to do, when you log into MedicareCenter.com, once you log in, I'm just going to click on Medicare Supplement. And this will take you right into the CSG platform. You won't have to do this, but it should have Cornerstone up at the top left. Get signed in here. It has a single sign in, so you won't have to do that function. Literally, when you click into the MedSup, it should take you to this section here. And as I mentioned, through the CSG, we're going to focus on Medicare Supplement, but you can also run Medicare Advantage and prescription drug plans, final expense, hospital indemnity, dental. There are 6 carriers today that you can do the e-applications on, and I'll show you how that works. And then the last, which is our newest feature we added, is Market Edge. And you'll continue to see CSG get better and better and better. There are more things that they're working on that will be coming here in the near future. So stay tuned, as this is going to be a better and better quoting and enrollment tool. What I tell everyone, agents I'm working with, when you log into and click into the CSG, first thing you need to do is go over to where it says My Account. Go ahead and click into that. Some of this information is going to be defaulted and set up, but some of the stuff that you'll want to include in here is you can include a picture of yourself or a logo. Here I've just added the Cornerstone Senior Marketing logo. Agency name, if you have an agency name, and then if you got a website, you want to put that on there as well. Once you have all that information, just going to hit save. You can also change your password as well. And the benefit of doing this now is when you run quotes, you can email quotes to your clients or your prospects, and it's going to come to them. It's going to look like it's a letterhead, and it's going to have all this information across the top, including either a photo of you or your company logo. So I always encourage everyone to go out, make sure your account information is up to date and everything is correct out there. I'm going to go ahead and click save. And then I'm just going to go back up here to the dashboard. And we're going to go through today just some of these different tabs. First, we're going to run into, going to go ahead and run a quote on Medicare supplement. And I'll show you some of the different features that you can do. Like I said, it's an excellent tool to do a lot of research and also see what is going to be the most competitive. I'm going to use just a Central Ohio zip code 43065. When you type in the zip code over here, the county, if the zip code goes over into other counties, it'll show you, it'll default to all counties. You can do a drop down and you can select that specific county if you'd like. The age is going to default to 65. You can drop down, you can put whatever age that you want there. Gender, male, female, and then tobacco or non-tobacco, you can put that in there. You can look at all the different plans. It's going to default to Plan G. It's going to sort by price, which is going to be the least expensive, and it'll go up to the most expensive. But you can also sort by AM Best Rating, S&P rating, and then also by company name, which would be alphabetical. But it's always going to default to price. I always encourage everyone just to go by price. The effective date is going to be the date that today that you are running the quote. You can go change it to whatever date you want. Let's say you wanted it for a 3/1 effective date. You can put that in there. And then if you want to include household discounts, so if you're going to be enrolling, 2 members in the same household and they're going to qualify for a household discount, you can go ahead and apply it and it'll show you what that will be. And I'll show you, there's another quick way you can toggle back and forth between the two as well. The last piece on here is the client label. I always encourage, it doesn't save this information in here. You can't save the client's information like you can on Medicare app or Medicare link, but I always encourage you to go ahead and put in the client's name. So let's just put in, I'm just going to put in my name here. And again, it's optional, but when you print out or you and show a proposal or a comparison, it's going to show the client's name on there. If you don't put anything in there, it's just going to be left blank. And then you'll notice 2 buttons at the bottom. There's a Show Advanced and a Get Quote. If you click Get Quote, it's going to show you all the quotes showing by least expensive to the most expensive. But you can also go to this tab here, Show Advanced. If you click into Show Advanced, you can put in some underwriting filters. So if you have an individual that it already has a Medicare supplement plan and would be have to go through medical underwriting to go to a different plan, what you can do is you can go in here and you can put in health conditions. So let's just put in like high blood pressure, for example. That's pretty popular, a pretty common disease here. So you select what condition you want there. And then event occurrences is going to be, is it less than 2 years ago, less than 10 years ago, or currently? You can select or you can leave it blank there. And then also you would just click Add Filter, and then it's going to show you now under Health Entries the condition that you've put in there. You can do the same with prescription drugs. You can go and you can, at the top, you can just start typing in the drug and it'll show up a prescription, or you can scroll down and click on the prescription that they're taking. Again, same thing with the conditions. When you select a drug here, you'll see associated conditions, and you can click on the condition there, or you can leave it blank. And then what you would also do then to add the prescription down there, you just click on Add Filter, and it would enter the medication down there. So then when you click on Get Quote, now you're going to be able to see all the carriers that would accept somebody with this type of condition. So instead of trying to fill out an application, submitting it to the carrier to see if they would accept it or not, then it will tell you. I'm not sure why this is doing this here. And you can also toggle out here as well, like where it says underwriting filters. I can click on that and it'll show me, it'll take away the underwriting filters and it will show you every plan without any underwriting health conditions put in there. On the left-hand side, we're just going to kind of go down through the column. It's always going to check expand quotes. if you uncheck it, it's going to show you all the carriers, again, from least expensive to the most expensive. And this is every carrier, even the carriers that would go direct to consumer. This is anyone that has a filed product within the state of Ohio, within that zip code. You can also click on apply discounts. So you'll notice under each premium for the carriers, it'll tell you if it has a household discount, and it'll also tell you if it's got a policy application fee or not. So if I click on apply discounts, it's going to apply this household discount to every plan. And you can see it does change the order a little bit in terms of least expensive there. If someone was going to pay an annual fee, you can see what the annual rate is by clicking that. It'll show you the annual premium. The tab I really like the most on this is the market analytics. With this, it will tell you basically you can determine like stability of a company, what is the average rate increase history someone would see. But when I click in this, I'll show you. So let's look at Mutual of Omaha here. It tells you the effective date of this plan. So this was a new block, started on September 20th, 2019. Tells you how many years in the marketplace. It's got the S&P rating, AM Best rating, and then the parent company. But what I really like about this is it shows you the age bands. So at each age, if this carrier did not take any rate increases at all for the year, at age 65, their premium is going to be $102.02. When they turn 66, no increase. It's still going to stay at $102.02. At 67, same premium. At 68, it's going to take a 2.6%. And these are just age band increases. So if they do take if the carrier does take an annual rate increase, this would be in addition to what the increase will be. And you can see, like some of these carriers, they may have a lower premium, but at each age, that the premium may be going up. So just because you may not be selling them the lowest premium, you can sell them with confidence, knowing that they're without a rate increase, they will not take a. You can see what the rate will be when they turn each birthday for the different age bands. The other nice thing about this is it does tell you the size of the carrier as well. So on a national basis, they insure over 321,000 lives, and then this is just over 4,500 in the state of Ohio. Here is their annual premium, $757 million in national, and then $2.7 million in the state of Ohio. Shows you their overall loss ratio, and then their market penetration based on a national basis and then on a state basis. And as you scroll down through here, you will see some like this Heartland. They took a rate increase 4.5% effective June 1st. Peak in Life, you can see all the different rate increases that they've taken year over year. So again, kind of shows you the stability of the company. Again, just because they have a low rate doesn't mean, at age 65 with this carrier, it's $103 a month. When they turn 66, they're going to see a 5.8% age rate increase. Just it's going to go from 103 to 109. Another 5.5% at age 67. Another 5.7% at 68. So you can kind of see the what they're going to see each year when they have a birth date. Over here on the right-hand side under market data, you can also toggle between. It's going to show you like most up-to-date information is 2019. If you click on it, it's going to show you 2018. So you can see, if a carrier has been growing or if they've been losing members as well. The other feature you can do with this is you can compare quotes. So let's just say, for example, you want to compare Mutual of Omaha, and all I'm doing is just clicking in this orange bar here. Let's just say I want to. I think you can quote up to 4 or 5 different carriers side by side. But let's say I only want to do compare 2 quotes. Anytime you highlight it to compare, it's going to show up here in the top left. And once you determine how much, what plans you want to compare, then all you need to do is go up here and just on where it says compare quotes, it'll highlight green. Just click into it, and you'll see the side-by-side comparison. Again, this is going to show you the market analytic data along with it. And then you also can, I mentioned you can email these quotes as well. I'm not going to print it. You can print it here, but you can also save it as a PDF, so you can save this in your client file. What I'm going to do is just save it as a PDF. I'm going to include all the plan details as well. So right now, what you're seeing on my screen is just the market analytics, but I want to include the plan details. And if you don't want to be asked this question all the time, you can just click remember the setting, and it's always going to show that. We're going to add that to the PDF. And then it's going to, you can see it's working here. It's going to put this on a PDF. I'm going to open it, and I'll show you what it looks like. Hopefully everyone can see this on my screen. Again, it's got my name. This is all the information it's pulling from that settings that we set up at the beginning. Name, email address. It's got the logo here. Website if you have one. And then here is where the client's name would be inputted. So if you did not put any name, in that optional field, it would just say quote comparison. It wouldn't be personalized to that individual. But you can see the side-by-side comparison. And again, you can save this, and then you can turn around and email that to your client. When you want to go back to the quotes, you can just go over here and click back, and it'll take you back to all the quotes that you just ran. The other function you can do with this as well, if you want to cross-sell and you want to include, dental is very popular with a lot of seniors, and if you want to run a quote, a Medicare supplement quote, and you want to include a dental plan, you can include that as well. What you need to do first is from my comparison over here, I'm going to go ahead and click on these X's to remove the compare quotes. So I don't have any other quotes here. And what I want to do, let's say, for example, Mutual of Omaha is the plan that the individual I'm going to be selling, to my client. So what I can do is I can click on over here to the right, you'll see a universal compare. And all I'm going to do is click on that. It looks like a globe. Click on that. It will turn purple. And over here, you'll see under the universal compare quotes is the Med Sup, the Mutual of Omaha. Then what I want to do is go back in and I want to include an additional plan. Let's just say I want to quote a dental plan. So I'm going to go down to the dental tab, click on that. I'm going to put in the zip code, put in the same demographic information, 65 female, non-tobacco. It's going to sort again by price. Again, I want to put in the client's name, and then I'm going to click get quote. I apologize for the delay. It's I think it's because we're running it through this webinar through Ring Central. It's why it's maybe running a little bit slow. But here you're going to pull up all the dental plans, and you can see Emeritus is out here, Cigna, Humana, UCT. But what you do is you whatever dental plan that you would like to add to your comparison, you can click again on the universal compare. And now you'll see over here in the top left under universal compare, we have the Mutual of Omaha Plan G, and now we have added the Emeritus insurance. Now, if you want to sell, you can add multiple other lines in here as well. You can even include more than one dental plan if you want to show them a comparison between dental plans as well. You can add that on there. You can also add like a final expense if you'd like. Goes through the same process. If you want to add final expense, then you would just go down here to final expense, click on it, Again, put in the information, age, gender, tobacco, non-tobacco. You can put in the face value, and you can put in whatever you want there. Let's just say we want to do a $10,000 face value. You can put in level benefit, graded benefit, 20 or 30 pay, modified return of premium, 3, 5, 7, 10, or 15 pay, or if someone just wants to pay it one time and keep it in force and not have to pay any more premiums, they can do that. We'll just put in level benefit. You can do full underwriting, or if it's going to be a guaranteed issue, someone that may not be eligible, may not pass underwriting, you can see what plans would be on a guaranteed issue basis. It's going to, again, default by price. I'm going to put my name in here again. And then get quote. And it's going to do the same thing we just went through in terms of adding other carriers, showing by least expensive to most expensive. Let's just say we just pick one, doesn't matter. Let's just say we want to include this Pekin Life Insurance Company here. Again, all we're going to do is click on Universal Compare. Now you'll see it over here as well. And then all we want to do when we're done adding the additional the different products that we want to include in there, we're just going to click on Universal Compare. And now you'll see all three plans side by side. And you'll see the monthly premiums up here. Again, some of the benefits here. Now, some of these plans will have the option to change the benefit if you want. This one, it's showing it's $1,000 benefit year maximum. It tells you all what all it's covering and everything like that. And again, same thing. You can click up here on the PDF. You can over here the PDF, and you can save that, and you can email that over to your client, or you can print it and use it in if you're going to be doing a presentation face to face as well. I'm going to click back to go back to the original quotes here. I'm going to go ahead and eliminate these plans here. I just want to show you how you can compare those side by sides that way. You can always go back to the dashboard under where this drop down is. Dashboard is going to take you back to all the different quoting tabs here. So that's kind of how that MedSup works. And again, the option to add additional benefits like a dental, final expense, hospital indemnity, different things like that. The next feature I want to talk about is the Medicare Advantage and prescription drug plans. Here, we're just going to click on Run Quote. Again, put in the zip code. It's going to default to all counties, which is Delaware and Franklin. I'm just going to leave it that way. You can select, a specific county. We're going to look at Medicare Advantage. You can do just Medicare prescription drug plan or special needs. Now, on the prescription drug plan, we could have added that to the MedSup as well, and you would have had that on your quote by clicking the Universal Compare. But for this example, I just want to stay on Medicare Advantage. The benefit year, it's going to, obviously, because it's not going to change throughout the year, so it's going to be for 2021. We're going to sort by price, least expensive to most expensive, or you can filter by alphabetical, but by company name. But we're going to keep it on price. Low income subsidy level. Here you can put in if they are LIS eligible and at what percentage they are. Again, always recommend putting in client's name here. Not required though. And then we're going to go ahead and click on Get Quote. Where I think this is really helpful, I know most agents are using Medicare app or Medicare Link to run their Medicare Advantage and prescription drug plans. But what I like to agents like to use on this is if you know what plan you are selling your client, this is a great way to cross-sell and kind of fill in those gaps. For example, if somebody's got a zero premium, and we'll just go through an example here. So, You can see least expensive. It's going to go by monthly premium, and then with the out-of-pocket max out-of-pocket on this. So you can see like all well, zero premium, $34.50, and just so on and so forth as you go down. Let's just go with the. We'll just select on the Medicare Anthem Medicare Advantage plan here, and all we're going to do again on the left-hand side, it's going to expand the quotes so you can see star rating, the drug deductible, benefit, plan type, coverage, gap coverage, the county, the plan ID, things like that. If you check on that, it's and unclick it, it's going to show you just all the carriers, just a quicker view, but without all those additional details. You can also click on annual rate, and it'll show you what the annual rate would be. So if it's a zero premium, it's still going to show zero. But if there's a premium, it'll show you what it would be, what they would pay for the entire year. The market analytics, again, a great feature here. So you can see carrier by carrier, basically their market penetration. So for Allwell, for example, you can see, and it shows you month by month. So in November, in Franklin County, there were 190,733 eligibles. 92,176 were actually enrolled, and with a market penetration of 48.33%. And this is based on all carriers, obviously not Allwell. Over here, where it says company enrollment, this will show you how many actual enrollments they based on all the eligible and all the individuals that enrolled. And what the market penetration is, in 2020 of November, they enrolled 165 individuals, which was 0.09% market penetration. So again, you can see how competitive and how many individuals or lives that these carriers insure. And going back to my example here with Anthem, obviously strong carrier, you can see like their overall market penetration, and you can see continual growth month over month with them. Now, again, as I mentioned, if you already know a plan, if you've gone through like Medicare app or Medicare Link, and you've already enrolled somebody into a plan, I want to show you using this tool how you can kind of fill in the gaps. So if somebody gets hospitalized and they don't want to pay the $350 a day copay for days 1 through 5 or dates 1 through 6 or whatever that carrier has, there are ways you can fill in the gap. And there's a nice transition as you're talking to an individual as you're going through the benefits. If you're going through the Anthem benefits and you say, okay, they've got X amount of copay for this. You can ask the question. I can show you how I can reduce or eliminate this copay. If you would be interested, we can talk about it at the end of the presentation. And you're just asking the questions to get them to continue to say yes. So then once you get done with the enrollment, what you can do is go into the CSG, pull up the Anthem plan, and all you're going to do is, again, we're just going to compare. We're just going to click on the yellow bar here, and then up here we're going to click compare quotes. And then here is the actual plan that you just enrolled a client in. And then at the top right is where it says fill in the gaps. And this is how you can actually fill in where there are copays. You can fill it in with a hospital indemnity. And as you'll see, as you add benefits to start filling in the gaps, you'll see exactly how much premium it is to add that benefit in there. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and click on fill in the gaps. Here, we're going to put in the same information, the zip code, the age, gender, tobacco, non-tobacco. We're going to click Run Quote. And what it's going to do, it's going to take us over to all the hospital indemnity carriers that are available. So where it says Choose a Hospital Indemnity Plan here, when you hit the drop down, you'll see that there are a bunch of different options out here. And we're here to help you if you want to learn more about the hospital indemnity plans, because we do recommend that you pick 1 or 2 different hospital indemnity plans. and get comfortable with those. And then you can just add those in your comparison there. But I'm going to just stick with the first one, the SureBridge hospital-wise. And then I'm just going to click Add to Comparison. So now you'll see the plan that you enrolled your client in, the Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield Meta Blue Preferred. And then over here is the Hospital Indemnity SureBridge. Up at the top right where it says Show Additional Details, we want to expand this. When you click on it, it's going to show you basically all the additional benefits that you're going to receive with the Anthem plan, and then we can just go line by line to kind of fill in the gaps. So the base price for this plan, for the SureBridge plan, is $3.19, and I'll show you what that includes. But then I'll also show you how we can start filling in these gaps. So as we start scrolling down, so with your Anthem plan, there's a $260 ambulance copay. Now, if you want, we can reduce or eliminate that copay. So over here, it gives us the option. Okay, right now it's showing 0 premium, but we can do the drop down and we can select how much to pay per occurrence. So if they have to take an ambulance, they're gonna have to pay the $260 copay. But what we can do is we can reduce by the copay by either selecting 100 or 200, or we can eliminate the copay by going with a $300 occurrence. It's an indemnity plan, so it's going to pay the money directly to the client. But let's just say we want to reduce it. We're going to select $200 occurrence. So to add this benefit, it's going to add $3.21 to the premium. So now you can see our overall premium is now up to $6.40. Now, who knows, if they may say, well, that's not, I'm okay with the $260 copay. I don't want to include that. All you can do is to do the drop down and just where it says add benefit and go back and eliminate that. And then as you scroll down, you can see here's for emergency room. It'll pay $90 per visit, a max. That's what their copay will be, is $90. Over here, again, we can use the drop down, and we can select. We can basically eliminate this copay if they were to go to the emergency room. We click $100 per occurrence. It's going to add $1.55 to their monthly premium to basically eliminate the emergency room copay. It does say, it tells you how many copays it'll pay for throughout the calendar year. So with this carrier, it's going to pay up to 4 ER visits per year. And if they just go to the emergency room and they're not confined or anything like that, it's still going to pay. Then as you scroll down, you can just see, okay, outpatient surgery. This is a big one. This is where, this can range anywhere from $0 to $285 per visit, again, depending on the type of surgery. But again, here we can add a benefit. So if we have any surgery at all, we can reduce the copay by adding 100 or 200, or we can eliminate that copay by going up to $300. And if you do the $300 per occurrence, it shows you what the premium is. And if that's too much, you can go down to 200, and you can see it drops at a few dollars per month. And this is going to be per occurrence. So if they're having a surgery, and let's say there's no copay for that type of surgery, this plan is still going to pay the $200 per occurrence. You can also, some of the other surgical benefits has a drop down for. You can, instead of paying the full amount, you can do per surgical procedure. So if there are going to be multiple surgery procedures performed, you can get paid per surgical procedure as well, or reimbursed. And this does pay a twice per benefit year. Some of the most, one of the most popular benefits to fill in with hospital indemnity is always this inpatient hospital copay. So with the Anthem plan, it's a $300 copay days 1 through 7, and then it's obviously zero copay for days 8 through 90. So here, our base plan, when I mentioned at the beginning, was $3.19. Basically, you're going to get $50 a day for 3 days. So if you're hospitalized for 6 days, you're still only going to get $150. But you can go in and customize this to reduce or eliminate that. So let's just say we want to go, you can do it a couple different ways. So you can go like $600 or $650 for 3 days. If they're hospitalized for more than 3 days, there's still going to be enough money there to cover that copay. Or you can go and you can see what that does to the premium. It's $41.53. Or you can go to the 6-day, and let's just say we want to do the $300 for 6 days. So the 7th day we would pay the full $310, but it's $25.09. So you can kind of play around with that to see what that monthly premium is going to cost. You can also go in and just do a lump sum confinement benefit. So instead of worrying about a day, you could go in and just say, if I'm hospitalized even for 1 day, or even if I'm in there for observation care, I can get paid whatever amount I want here. So if I want to cover myself for the let's just say for the 7 days, I can go to $22.50 per occurrence. My monthly premium is $50.67. If I'm in there just for 1 day, observation care, not really admitted, just in there for observation care, it's still going to pay me the $2,250 per that occurrence. If I'm hospitalized 7 days, it will cover me. I'll have enough here to cover the copays for the 7 days. So you can really go in and customize exactly what you're looking to do. And the nice thing is it does tell you exactly what the premium is, and at the very top, it'll show you what the whole monthly premium is with all the benefits that you selected. And you just continue to go down through all the different benefits. You can add the skilled nursing in here. Skilled nursing is unique because obviously there's no copay for days 1 through 20. You can customize this. You can get paid if you want to get paid days 1 through 20, so you have money there to start paying the copay. Days 21 through 100, you can do that. Or you can just go days 21 through 100, and you can select the amount there. And that would cover. So if you want to say $200, $200 a day, days 21 through 100, $6.74. So you can really see how you can completely reduce or eliminate those, especially those larger copays. Some of the hospital indemnity plans will allow you to cover office copays and things like that. Usually not much of a concern. It's usually the bigger ones. But then again, now you've got your comparison together. You've got the plan. You sold them already. You've got the gap filler here to reduce or eliminate the copays. And again, you can go over here and you can use the PDF and you can see the side-by-side comparison, or you can print it off and you can use that during your presentation. But this is a nice system. You can actually do it face-to-face and show them and walk them through that as well. And again, anytime I want to go back, I can click the back button to see the quotes. I can also go back up here to dashboard. Or you can go strictly to if you want to run any other quotes here. It's always going to remember until I delete this, but it's going to show that plan that I compared, the Anthem. I can go ahead and just hit that X and eliminate that altogether. I'm going to take everyone back to the dashboard there. So you can kind of see, and you can do the same thing with final expense. Hospital indemnity we ran through. You can just run single quotes if you want for any of these as well. And then the e-applications piece of it, when you are doing a MedSup enrollment today, there are 6 carriers that have the enrollment function out there. So it's nice, especially if you're going to enroll a husband and wife. And I'll use like Aetna as a perfect example. Even the new CVS Ascendo product, those are out there to do the enrollment. But you literally can enroll the husband and wife at the same time, a split screen, and it saves time and it can be a real quick enrollment process. Now stay tuned because you will continue to see more and more MedSup carriers out there with the ability to do the enrollments. The last feature I want, and then we'll answer any questions that you have, is on the Market Edge. This is a newer benefit that we added, or newer tool that we just added to our CSG. But the advantage of using Market Edge is it does give you real-time market activity. So you literally you can see where agents are running quotes, where the hotbeds, of the quoting activity. It's just going to basically show everyone that's using CSG. You can see the whole quoting activity, what plans are quoting, things like that, what genders, tobacco status. And you can also run this information down to the hour, to the day, to the week, or month. And it's going to put everything like on a map where you can see all that stuff. It's also going to help you, like, where should I be spending my time? Where should I be directing my resources? What are the companies I represent? Where are they most competitive? Where are my competitors most competitive? And it kind of helps you give some direction on where you should go next. And this tool will help you do all this. So I'm going to go ahead and click into Market Edge. And then here, again, this is the CSG is available in all 50 states. So you can go in and you can pick whatever state you want. Since we're in Ohio, we're just going to run this in Ohio. And then you can actually drill this down to the first 3 digits of the zip code, or you can even drill it down to 5 digits of the zip code. I'm going to show all zip codes right now, just for this example. And that's the second piece of this is going to be the quote parameters. So now you can check specifically what plan. You can see all plans that are quoted, or you can go in and let's focus on Plan G. We want to see what all has been quoted from Plan G. Again, tobacco, you can do tobacco or non-tobacco. We'll just do non-tobacco. Age, we can see all ages, or we can go in and we can select multiple ages if you want, or we can just see at when they're turning 65, what is being quoted the most. And then again, gender, we can go male or female here, or you can do both combined. And then the final piece is going to be the quote range. I mentioned you can quote this. You can see this activity like by the hour, by the day, by the week, by the month. So we can, this is going to show like for the month of January 23rd through February 23rd, but we can go in there, we can change it. Let's just say we want to see what it was run from January 1st to today. And then we can also search by it's going to be quote history or quote history with metrics. So, and when the output, when you're going to run all this with all these parameters here, you can view it on a map, as a chart, or as a table. I like the map, and the reason I like it is it's a color-coded, it's a great visual where you can see, and you can actually drill down by specific areas as well. Once we put our criteria in, we're going to go ahead and click Run Search. And just give it 1 second here. It's going through everything that's been quoted through CSG. There's no, you don't have to worry about your client information or anything like that, but what you will see is just in terms of activity. So the lighter the color, the less the activity. The darker the color, the more activity. And you can see at the bottom down here, it's going to range anywhere from 22 quotes all the way to 513. And what you can do, there's a chart on the left here. You can just look at based on the first 3 digits of the zip code. You can just highlight this and it'll tell you what county. And then over here, it'll give you, for each area, it'll show you like how many quotes were run. The Med Advantage quotes is going to be a feature that will be added to this here in the near future. Right now, it's not active, so you're only going to see Med Sub quotes. It's going to tell you the demographics too, in terms of how many, what is the population that's over 65, how many are turning 65, how many Med Sub policy holders, and then again, the Medicare Advantage is not included in this right now, and then the enrollment piece on it. And you can go scroll around to each different parts of the state, and you can gather the same information. Let's say if we're in the Columbus area, we want to view the details. We can actually zoom in as well. If you zoom in, you can get more specific. So right now it's showing it based on 430. If we zoom in, now it's even a finer shot here. So now we're looking at the different 430 zip codes. So like here in PAL 43065, we can break that all the way down and show more specific numbers here. You can also click on View Details, and then down here it's going to show you quote history and the demographics, median household, and different things like that that's available. So that's one feature with the Market Edge. I'm going to go back here to Market Edge again. And this time I want to show a rate comparison. So I want to know what is competitive. And if I'm only contracted with a couple carriers, I want to see how the carriers I'm contracted with today, how competitive it is with other carriers throughout the state. So what I want to do is I want to go over here to go to rate comparison. Again, we're just under this Market Edge tab. The first example we went through and filled the information in, but then this time we just went to that click that tab on the right there. Again, we're going to just fill in the same information. We're going to go to, again, you can put any state you want in here. We're going to select Ohio. We can pull it all the way down by zip code, like the 430 or 440, whatever you want. But for this example, we're just going to show all of Ohio. The effective date, we can go back to, let's go back to 1/1 effective date. The filter, Medicare, what plan? We can look at, again, Plan G. You can look at multiple plans by selecting other plans as well. Again, tobacco or non-tobacco. Age, we'll go 65. We can actually do a couple different ages, 67 as well. Gender, male or female, or we can quote them both. If we're going to apply the household discount, so if there is more than one member in the same household that would be eligible for a household discount, we can apply that as well. And then if there are select plans, specific, not all carriers have select plans, but if you only want to see the select plans, you can click on that as well. Now at the bottom down here is where we can compare our companies. So for example, if you want to look at, let's go Mutual of Omaha, for example. We're going to click the company here. And then we can compare Mutual of Omaha. That didn't take. Oh, it did. We can compare Mutual of Omaha to all the companies, or we can compare it specifically to one company. All right, so, and then we're going to compare it based on the color codes on if it's going to be lower than $5 compared to the best price in the state, it'll be one color. If it's going to be between $5 and $10 of the lowest premium plan in the state, it'll be different color. And then we can go, if it's more than $10, it'll be a different color as well. You can change these if you want to go more specific. It defaults to these. I'll show you what it looks like, and then you can, again, you can play around with this if you like. We just click Generate Map. It's going to show this heat map of what is going to be, how Mutual of Omaha is going to compare to the other carriers. So for the state of Ohio here, with Mutual of Omaha, it is not the lowest premium plan in the area, and these are the different areas here, but it is yellow, so it is the lowest premium is within $5 higher than the lowest plan. So as we're going around the different parts of the state, you can see exactly compared to the lowest plan in the state, Mutual of Omaha down in 450 zip code, it's within $1.39 of the lowest plan in the state. The Columbus area here, $1.12. Cleveland market, $2.01. Or I'm sorry, yeah, $2.01. But you can kind of see the overall comparison, how it compares there. Any questions on the material I went through. I want to, in cognizance of your time today, the webinar is scheduled to go till noon. I do want to leave a few minutes here for any questions that you may have.
Hey, Tim, there is one question from Joyce, and she is asking regarding the increase history stat. Why does it sometimes state NA? Oh,
So,
I see Paul has answered that, but go ahead, Tim.
I'm sorry?
Looks like Paul answered it. He mentioned that it's due to the carrier being newer to the market.
That is correct. And so even though a carrier may be in the market for quite some time, if they've maybe closed a block of business and opened up a new block, it's not going to show the increases of that existing block. It's going to show on that new block of business there. But they gather all this information from what is filed with the Department of Insurance. So you can see you can see that, I mean, they're pulling it straight from that information there.
And Tim, there's another question from Brad. He was asking about how to get the comparison to drop down again. Maybe you could just show that.
Comparison on the MedSup?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, let me go back into the Med. On the MedSup. So let me just show you how to do that. Because basically, you're going to just click on the plan. So we'll put in all this information here, get quote, and then you're just going to click on the plans for comparison. I'm not sure if he's asking about the market analytics or if he's talking about if you want to see this piece of it, the market analytics on the left-hand side, you would just check on that box. It's going to default to look like this. If you click on market analytics, it's going to show you all the increase history and everything like that. If you're asking how to do the actual comparison, you would just click on the plan that you want to compare. And again, I think you can click up to 5. You can click up to 5 plans, and then the highlights green, and then you're just going to click on the compare quotes here, and it will show. So, but it looks like you were looking for the page we were just on. So again, it's on the left-hand side here. It's going to be specifically the market analytic tab. So just you can click it and turn it on, or turn it on here, or if you unclick it, it'll turn it off. So it looks like Rick is asking, is universal quote used for multiple product quotes? That is correct. If you are looking to quote a package together, and you can do, you can put like 2 MedSups, and you can put 2 hospital indemnities on there, and you can put up to the 5 quotes side by side. But typically, it's used for different product lines. So again, if you want a MedSup, a final expense, and a dental plan, that's where you would want it. If you want everything to show up on one page, that's when you would use the universal quote. Any other questions? When you are out here on the CSG tool, if you do see a carrier that is really competitive or that piques your interest, please reach out to your sales director or anyone here in our office, and we can get you access to most of those carriers. Now, some carriers are maybe direct to consumer, and they may not work with agents, but we can get you most of that information as well. But the nice thing is, again, with this tool, it allows you, if somebody is looking at a carrier that may be direct to consumer, by using that market analytic tab, you can show that even though the the plan that you are representing or that you're presenting may be cost a little bit more on that, on a monthly basis. But again, when you're looking at the age rate increases, some of these are going up significantly, 5% or more on each birth date. So you can show them and to say, hey, we, 0 rate increase from age 65 till you turn 70. So it's a great tool again to sell against the competition. All right, Colleen, do you see any other questions?
Let's see. I think between the couple I answered before, I do not see any new right now. No.
Okay. Well, it's a couple minutes past 12. Again, I want to thank you all for attending this webinar. This is being recorded. So as I mentioned, you can go out to the Cornerstone Senior Marketing website, and under Broker Centric, under saved webinars, you can see our webinar library. You'll be able to review this presentation again. And if you have any questions at all, please reach out to us. That's what we're here for, is to help you. And again, thank you all for your time, and appreciate all your business and your partnership as well. So everyone have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.